Hey everyone, welcome to the Oracle Guy. And today we are going to cover one of the most important aspect of business operations, which is called the order to cash cycle. This is important because this cycle brings in money for the company. And as a finance guy or a finance consultant, you need to optimize this cycle because this can result in multiple gains for the company. So if you're looking to understand this cycle, you are in the right place. Let's get started. The order to cash cycle or the O2C cycle is the end-to-end process which starts when the order is placed by the customer and it ends when the payment is made by the customer. Let's break this process into multiple parts to understand the process thoroughly. So let's try to understand this cycle with the help of an example. We'll take an example of a toy manufacturer here. So for them to start the order to cash cycle, the first step would be the order creation step. Now, when a retailer places the order with them, they will enter the order into the system, and the module which is used in Oracle for that particular step is called order management. Once the order is created, the next step which we do is we execute a credit check of the customer. So credit check is necessary so that we are not under any risk in fulfilling this particular order. So if the credit rating is not good for a customer, we'll put a hold on to the order. And also the hold can only be released if we get an approval from our higher authority. And if the credit check is passed, and also this particular step happens in a module called credit management module, which contains all the credit details of the customer, which is the credit rating, how much is the limit, how much credit we can do. So for example, there is a credit limit of 10 lakh and already the credit which we had given to them was 9.5 lakh. And if we are trying to create an order of say 80,000, which will exceed the total credit limit allowed for this customer, so system will not allow you to proceed. So we are assuming here the credit check is passed. We move to the next step, which is called the inventory check. Now to supply the goods that the customer has requested, we need to ensure that we have it in the inventory, and if those are not in the inventory, we need to raise a request with the manufacturing department of the company to manufacture those particular items, and once those gets fulfilled, then only we'll be able to proceed with the order further. So we are assuming here inventory check has also passed, and this particular check happens in a module called inventory module of Oracle. And once we have the goods, what we will do is we will do the picking and packing. So this step involves basically you moving from aisle to aisle, picking up those toys, and once we have all the toys that are requested in that particular order, we do the packaging of that particular good. So now from industry to industry, the packaging material and the process of packaging could differ. So for toys company, we'll be packaging them in cartons. So once those cartons are ready, our steps gets completed. Next, what we do is we do the shipping of those cartons. We load the cartons that we have prepared into the trucks, or it could be any other transportation medium which the customer has opted for, and we'll try to ship the item to the particular address which they have already mentioned. And also it is maintained in our customer master, the addresses where they want. So it could be one of the addresses. If the address is not there, we need to add it in our customer master. And both of these steps happens in a module called warehouse management. Along with the shipping, we also need to send the invoice of that particular shipment, because eventually our objective is to get the payment of that particular shipment. So we'll do the invoicing step as well. I'm not going to too much details, but pro forma invoice is printed at the time of shipping itself, and it is printed and sent to the customer. And late in some time, that particular invoice is interfaced to account receivables module of Oracle, where the actual accounting of our revenue happens. The invoices which have come into the account receivable stand as the due amount, total due amount for the customer, and we are able to track the due amount effectively. And once the customer makes the payment, we record it in our system in our cash management module. Customer might make this payment through various methods. He could do online transfer. He could send a check. So all those nuances are captured in the cash management module, and finally the last step is the reconciliation step that is done to ensure that all the payment has been made for the shipment that we have sent to the customer. So that was the O2C cycle. We had also covered the P2P cycle in the last video. I'll place the link here where you can watch it. There we had covered an example of a car manufacturer. So thanks guys, thanks for watching, and if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up.